Hi and welcome back. Today I'm going to be forging a simple form of metal cutting drill bit that's called a flat bit. And as the name suggests, it's just a flat piece of steel with two cutting edges. This type of drill bit doesn't cut anywhere near as well as the modern twist drill, but it is a drill that a smith could make, and it does work. So even though the cutting edges didn't last very long and the small drill bits tended to break very easily, it was a technology that allowed a smith to remain self-sufficient. Today I'm just going to be using standard concrete nails. I don't know what kind of steel this is, but I've made a lot of gravers and small chisels and knives with this stuff over the years, and it's really tough and it's a great material. You're going to need a small pair of tongs to hang on to these nails while you're forging them. If you're familiar with my nail making series, then you'll remember these tongs. These are the ones that I used in my propane forge to hang on to the nails while they were heating up. The small foot on the side allows the tongs to stand up on their edges so that the weight of the handles can hang on to the nails while they're in the forge. Now, earlier I said that I was going to be forging this drill bit, but honestly, this is the sum total of all the forging involved in making one of these. At this point, you grind or file the edges to shape. So here I have the drill bit roughed out. The included angle for the two cutting edges is the same as in a modern twist drill, and that's 120 degrees. And I'm going to be using a drill gauge to measure the length of each cutting edge. Like the modern drill bit, it needs to be as close to the same length as possible. Otherwise, you'll drill an oversized hole or it'll tend to wander quite a bit before it gets established. So grinding the cutting edges is pretty straightforward. I have the tool rest set up so that when I tilt the handles of my tongs down slightly, the tip of the drill lines up with pretty much the center line of the grindstone. That's going to allow me to grind what's called a relief angle, and that's basically space behind the cutting edge that allows the cutting edge to dig into the material. And for this type of drill, that's only around 3 degrees. So I just maintain that angle and then follow the angle that I have established on the tip of the drill, and it's pretty much done. And every once in a while, just stop and use the drill gauge to make sure that your cutting edges are the same length. Here you can see the relief angle that I was talking about. When I hold the drill bit flat, the right-hand cutting edge has a very obvious bevel, whereas the cutting edge on the left is only a straight line because the bevel is dropping away on the other side of the drill bit. The final step in shaping this drill bit is to file a perfectly flat surface right on the cutting edge on each face. I tested these nails before I started, so I know that the steel is an oil hardening steel and the critical temperature is right around a red heat. So I'm going to use a torch to heat up the tip to get to that critical temperature, and then I'm going to quench it in oil. When it's cold, I'm going to polish the surface and draw the temper. And you can see here the color that I used. It's called a light straw color, and it's basically the first visible color difference from the polished steel, that you see. This leaves the cutting edges at pretty much their maximum hardness, but they're still not so brittle that the edges are going to start chipping out very easily. So now it's time to see if this will drill a hole. I'm using a power drill here, and I'm not using any cutting oil so that you can see how the chips are forming. I am actually surprised that I am getting chips and not just dust, but other than having to apply a fair amount more pressure than I would with a regular twist drill, it's cutting very nicely. So after one hole, the cutting edges are still in pretty good shape, but I am noticing a bit of a shiny spot right at the very tip of the drill bit, so that's going to let go pretty soon, and I'm going to need to sharpen this before I probably need to drill too many more holes. Otherwise, I'm going to need to put a fair amount more pressure even still to get a hole drilled in. But that's something that I can easily do here to maintain this drill and keep going. Hi, I'm Dennis, and thanks for watching. If you're interested in supporting this channel, the simplest way, of course, is to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have questions and you want to contact me directly, you can do so by emailing me at either one of the addresses that I have listed here. It may take me a couple of days, but I will get back to you. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.